Jessie Draper, the Valley Girl.
Valley Girl.
Let's talk business.
I'm like the Valley Girl.
TuneIn is a website and mobile app offering the ability to listen to streaming audio of thousands of radio stations worldwide. They have 40 million active monthly listeners. John Donham is the CEO of TuneIn. Well, here we are with John Donham of TuneIn. So how you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's very pink.
It is pink. It is. People have noticed that before, actually, surprisingly
right.
enough. What is TuneIn? Give us a sort of...
So TuneIn is listen to the world, listen to news, talk, sports, and music from around the world. The best way to think about it is kind of like a local radio dial. When you get in your car and you turn on the radio, you probably have about 70 local options.
Right.
When you turn on TuneIn, you have about 70,000.
70,000?
So that's a lot of radio stations to listen to, but it's more than just radio. It's things like live concerts, it's play-by-play sports, it's everything that you can imagine. And so TuneIn does two things. One is it gets you all of that great content, but then the second thing is it tells you what's playing on all those stations all the time. So if I tell you when you get in your car that there's something cool on one of those 70 stations, it'll probably take you several minutes to find it, and that whatever piece of content that was probably over by the time you found it. On TuneIn, we help you find it. So an example, if you do a search for an artist, we'll show you every radio station in the world playing that artist right now.
That's great.
And then you can start there, and probably the rest of the station will be good too, because it plays the kind of music that you like.
And so you're all over the whole world. You have stations all over the world.
Yeah, that's right. So
like Antarctica. You have stations in Antarctica.
Clearly, you've used the product. There's just one, actually.
There's one. Have you listened to it?
Yeah, it's a folk station, so I guess the penguins like folk music. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, there's
maybe
one station
it makes
from
them
Antarctica.
warmer.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, now you've had a very exciting year. What are some of the big, milestones that have taken place this year for you guys?
Well, I think the biggest is probably the growth in mobile for us. So we're over 40 million monthly active users now.
High five.
Thank you.
Amazing.
The biggest growth is Android and iOS.
So you've had just obscene mobile growth, right?
More than doubled in users, more than tripled in listening hours. So not only are there more people, but they're listening to more and more each one of them. So that's where we spend all of our time. It's really exciting. That's where we want to spend all of our time going forward too.
Do you have anything you're launching that's top secret that you can tell me about?
So right now we really do two things. We have a directory where you can browse around and you can see by location or by genre, or you can do a search. Like I mentioned, search for an artist, and we'll show you all of the stations playing that artist. Well, the last is a feed that we're adding at the end of the year. So the use case here is I'm bored. Tell me what's interesting right now.
Right.
And that's what this is going to add, is we'll be highlighting all of the great content.
You guys are in multiple cars, right?
Yeah, that's right. So BMW, Mini, Ford. We recently announced a partnership with GM where we're going to be on a Chevy. And then Tesla is probably our most recent launch.
We love Tesla.
The Tesla Roadster is the only highway-capable electric car for sale in the United States and Europe. Not just the only sports car. It's the only one of any kind. It's comparable to a Porsche 911, actually faster than a Porsche 911.
Okay.
I love Tesla too. Do you have a Tesla?
I don't have a Tesla.
No, we should get you one.
Yeah, we should get me a pink Tesla.
I don't think they make it in pink.
But you know what? If they did, I should have it.
And maybe you could make it pink after.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you get in Tesla, it's a cool implementation. You hit the TuneIn button, and then you've got all 70,000 stations there in a Tesla. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really cool. Have you seen the inside of one of those?
Yeah. Well, we helped design the app for it.
Yeah. So you were definitely involved in that.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Very, very cool. Well, so hey, what are some of your favorite stations to listen to?
So I really like KQED here locally.
Yes.
WEEI in Boston. I'm a big fan of Boston sports.
Okay,
so it's
great.
A great
Are you from Boston?
No, I'm from Baltimore. So don't
Baltimore.
tell anyone in Baltimore because they'd probably.
No one will hear that.
Okay, wonderful.
I promise.
Thank you. I like Talk Sport out of the UK. I'm a big soccer fan. So
you're a very international listener. That's kind of cool.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the way down to folk music from Antarctica.
Yes.
Right.
What does a folk song sound like?
You want to hear one?
Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
seriously?
Here's what folk music from Antarctica sounds like.
There's a lot of laughter in the
Yeah,
background.
well, there's probably 10 people in Antarctica are
Oh,
probably in
it's
the.
live. It's a live show. We're listening to a live show. I wonder what time it is there right now. We just listened to music from Antarctica, and I feel so cultured.
It's really cool. You get to listen to anything you want from anywhere. I think a really, really common use case on TuneIn is people who want to listen to back home, and there's no easy way to do it. So we've had people write in and say things like when the natural disasters happen somewhere around the world, what people do is then listen to the local radio stations. We had people who would write in about the Japanese tsunami and say, then I wanted to listen to my local radio station, and the fastest way to find it was TuneIn. And it really brought me back home, and I could hear what was going on, and I knew when everyone was safe, and TuneIn brought that to me.
So I heard you have like the best product manager in Silicon Valley.
I do. Her name's Kristen Perkins. She's really great. I hear you know her.
Yeah, I do. I heard she's the best in Silicon Valley. That's why I know her, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So how do you find your great talent? What's your team like?
Well, actually, in this case, Kristen found me. But then I think for anyone, when you're hiring amazing talent, you just have to keep the bar really high. If 1 in 10 people meet the job description, and then 1 in 10 people meet the quality bar of what you're looking for, it means you're going to talk to 100 people before you find the 1% that are what you need. And so it's just a matter of keeping that bar incredibly high, making sure you hire only the best.
No, you're clearly a great entrepreneur. So what is one piece of entrepreneurial advice that you would give an aspiring, someone who wants to be in your position in 10 years?
Wow. I think there's one thing in common that all successful startups have, and that is none of them ever gave up. And there's one thing in common that every failed startup has, and that is they did. So a lot of times, I think for startups, it's about following the product and following your success. So if what you're trying isn't working, don't give up. Try again, and then follow success. Let the product lead you to victory.
Isn't that a song? Try. Isn't there a song with try again?
Probably.
We could sing it.
Well, you could sing it.
We could sing it together.
Well, you could sing it.
Try again. Am I making up this song, or
Yeah,
is it a real song? Do you want to just sing that part with me?
No, not really.
Okay. I have a question for you. In a startup, it's a very creative environment. You guys are obviously coming up with new things just moment to moment. How do you brainstorm?
There's a couple of different ways. One is, I think the brainstorming process itself isn't about quality of ideas, it's about quantity of ideas. And so step one is you plaster a whiteboard or a document or something with everything you possibly can. And then a lot of times that process, you can pull out themes out of the ideas. Like these people are trying to solve for discovery, and these people are trying to solve for ease of use. And as you break it up into categories, you can then essentially see what was important, what were the problems people were trying to solve. And then from within that, you can see, well, if these are the themes, what are the best ideas within each theme? And are there any ideas that accomplish multiple of the goals at the same time? So then it's about whittling it down once you figured out what you're trying to solve for.
I've noticed that you have really, really fantastic socks on.
Thanks.
Actually, they're two different socks.
Yeah, they are. Look at that.
And that makes them even more fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure there's a short version to this story, but let me try. When I was a bachelor, it just drove me nuts. I was spending any time buying socks and then like matching their colors.
Right.
So I gave up, and mostly I bought just black socks. But then my wife, who could see the difference between different colors blacks, but I'm a guy, so I can't, right? I'm like, they're both black. And she's like, no, they're not. This one's completely some other color. Anyway, she decided she was going to break me of this habit. And the way she did it was to buy me like all these multicolored random socks. And so, of course, I rebelled against that. And I said, no, I'm still not matching my socks. So for about almost 15 years now, I just don't bother.
And I have to say, these are some rebellious socks.
Yeah.
Is there a song that you know like all the words to?
No.
Because I mean, like for me, it would be Baby Got Back. Like I probably know every single word to Baby Got Back.
Yeah.
But there's that song that you just love it. You love when it comes on because you know every single word.
I also think.
Have you ever had that feeling?
Yeah. Have you ever had that feeling with a CD player?
With the CD player?
Yeah. You don't. Isn't that neat? How when you listen to it on the radio and someone plays a song you weren't expecting, it's a really, really great experience. But
Yeah.
if you pick out that same song, you stick it into a CD player and you listen to it, you're like, yeah. I was expecting to hear that, and I heard that. But when some other human is choosing that for you, that like serendipity of discovering that someone
the
else
song.
has the same taste that you have
Oh, okay.
is a really cool experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to steer you away from getting me to sing as far as I possibly can.
Oh, you thought that's what I was trying to do?
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, why would you ask me why I know all the words to every song?
Because I was just wondering if you'd had that feeling. That's that thing I just really love about music.
Really?
Just
I know all
learning
the
the
words to
words.
Beethoven's Fifth. Oh wait, there are no words.
I'm like the Valley Girl.
I'm like John Donham of TuneIn.
So do you want to sing a song now?
No.
Because the interview's over.
Oh, okay, great. So we step off set and go outside and then we sing a song? Is that the plan?
And now it's time for your ditz moment.
A little too active. Is it okay if I take off my clothes in the interview? Would that be inappropriate in any way?
Please tell me you're still rolling. Please tell me you're still rolling.